Overview of Bangladesh's recent economic performance. Bangladesh has shown strong economic growth, averaging over 7% annually, making it one of Asia's fastest-growing economies. However, it faces challenges like inflation, exchange rate volatility, and energy constraints. The impact of global inflation on the Bangladeshi economy. Rising costs. Global inflation has led to increased costs for imports, raw materials, and consumer goods, pressure on businesses. Businesses are struggling to cope with rising costs, leading to price increases and reduced profits. Erosion of purchasing power. Rising prices erode the purchasing power of consumers, especially vulnerable populations. Exchange rate volatility, causes and consequences. External factors. Factors like global commodity prices and geopolitical tensions contribute to exchange rate fluctuations. Impact on trade fluctuations make it difficult for businesses to plan and can lead to increased costs for imports and exports. Economic uncertainty. Volatility creates uncertainty for businesses and investors, potentially hampering investment and economic growth. Energy crisis and its ripple effects on industries. Energy shortages have hampered industrial production and led to increased production costs. Businesses are forced to cut back on operations or shift to alternative energy sources, which can be costly and disruptive. The crisis impacts both manufacturers and consumers, leading to higher prices for goods and services. Supply chain. Disruptions, challenges, and mitigation strategies. Global supply chain disruptions, caused by geopolitical events and the pandemic, have impacted Bangladesh's access to essential goods. Businesses are struggling to secure raw materials and components, leading to production delays and higher costs. The government is implementing measures to diversify supply chains, promote local production, and strengthen infrastructure. Fiscal pressures, balancing revenue and expenditure. 1. The government faces pressure to increase revenue collection to fund essential services and social programs. 2. Rising expenditure on infrastructure, social safety nets, and debt servicing has created fiscal pressure. 3. Balancing revenue and expenditure is crucial to maintaining fiscal stability and promoting sustainable growth. Social safety nets, protecting vulnerable populations. Social safety nets play a critical role in protecting vulnerable populations from the effects of economic shocks. Programs like food subsidies, cash transfers, and healthcare programs provide essential support to those most in need. The government is expanding and strengthening these programs to address the growing challenges of poverty and inequality, policy responses, and reform initiatives. The government is implementing a range of policy responses to address the economic challenges. These include measures to control inflation, manage exchange rate fluctuations, and promote energy efficiency. Structural reforms are being undertaken to enhance competitiveness, improve infrastructure, and promote export-oriented growth. Looking ahead, strategies for sustainable and inclusive growth. Bangladesh has a strong foundation for future economic success, but sustainable and inclusive growth requires continued efforts to address the challenges and capitalize on opportunities.